my very bad Al Pacino Scarface voice, say hello to my little friend. What the heck is this monstrosity? So check it out. This, my friends, is a drywall lift. It's used to take a full sheet of drywall or panel board. You put it on the top here, of this thing here, and you crank this up and it lifts the drywall up to the ceiling or at an angle. It looks like something more or less that would be on a farm, like if you're baling hay or something like that. So this is really good for DIYers. If you're working on your own project by yourself, of course. You don't need help with anybody helping you lift drywall, so this will do it for you. So what you do, as I said earlier, is you put your panel board on here and you crank this up, and then watch what happens. This starts to go up. And then we've got this little brake on here that you can put, but it's got all these little attachments. It turns, which is cool. And got these little hinges here that fall into place. Keep the panel board on each end here. And then when it gets up to a height, like if you're doing an angle over here, check this out. I'll show you if we can see this here. When you get up, it will actually start to tilt. And you can get it at an angle here and then screw your drywall into the wall. So I'm going to show that here in a little bit, but that is my new toy. Picked it up on Facebook Marketplace. It's like $165 the guy gave it to me, brand new, never been used. So for me to rent one of these, it would be, I think, about $45 a day. And there's no way I'm going to get all this drywall done in one day. So I'm using my little device here to hang an angled piece of drywall in the closet here. This one was very awkward to get in. The device itself was a little challenging to get into this small space, but I was able to do it. And then my first time using it, it was a little bit frustrating because I didn't understand the angles and everything right off the bat. So we had a little bit of damage over there, one on that side because it was crooked. But after I figured it out, it works quite well. And we've got this one piece ready to be drywalled, or excuse me, screwed into the part of the ceiling. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to do the same for anywhere else there's an angle. So should work out pretty good. Till next time. Check this out. This is exactly how this piece is supposed to work here. So I've got my ceiling drywall all the way up to the ceiling. I've got this fully extended to about 9 feet. And it actually went in pretty well. The only thing I'm finding with this, you've got to kind of finagle it and move it around to get it into position. That takes a little bit of practice, but overall it still works pretty well. And now all I have to do is get the ladder and go up there and screw it in. So the ceiling is going to go in pretty good now that I understand how to use this a little better. So we're going to keep it going. So we got that piece of drywall on the ceiling there. It went in very nicely. And I'm getting ready to cut my next one here. And you'll notice, looks like there's some powder on the drywall, some red powder. Well, it turns out that the space from, or the distance from the top there of where the drywall is going to go all the way to this one here, that distance right there is like 45 inches. But over here it's 44 and a half or something like that. So I'm going to make the adjustment on this piece of drywall. And what I had to do is snap a chalk line. That's what I use that for. Put the string out and you pull the string back and it pops onto the whatever surface that you're getting ready to cut. And that's what I'm going to cut it to. And then when I lay it up on the ceiling here, it should line straight down the middle of this stud here, or rather this stud here. So that's what we're going to try to do. And then as you can see, it's nighttime out. So this is going to be the last piece I put on for today, but we will continue with our updates next time. Until then. start putting some of these in the storage area behind there. That's all she wrote.
And that's how someone gets the drywall on the ceiling in 4 minutes.
Check it out. We are on the last piece of drywall for the ceiling. And you can see I've got the drywall lift working quite nicely here. And all we're going to do here is screw that one in. And then we are going to call it a night for tonight. But this is a pretty big milestone getting the drywall in at this point. It took a good couple of pieces to get used to using the drywall lift. It's a little bit awkward to use, but once you get used to it and figure out the correct way to configure it and position it, it works out really, really well. So I would recommend getting one of these if you're a DIYer or DIYer and doing the jobs yourself. Get one of these if you got some ceiling work. So anyways, but check it out. I'm going to come back this way, and we have all of our ceilings in. Got all the cutouts for the lights and the HVAC, which is looking really good. That front half was done from an earlier part here, so you could also see the room is really starting to clear out. I'm going to move all of this insulation into the storage area that is behind that door over there. So I get that out of the way and start clearing the room out so we can start getting the walls up, and then eventually some joint compound on everything, and getting this to a finished point. So we are going to close out number 23, and then we will move on to 24. So until next time, peace out.